I wanted to be a pilot. That was the first thing I wanted to be able to be, a pilot, to fly planes. Then having done agricultural science in school, I appreciated biology and farming and all these things, planting crops. So then I say, you know what, I want to teach agriculture. I want to become an agricultural science teacher. And when I came to know God and have a personal relationship with God, I wanted to be a pastor. I wanted to be so many different things. But having a father as a police officer, being able to go out there and save your country, to protect and serve, my dad was like, it's a good opportunity, it's a good start. So in my view, I was like, I will use this as a stepping stone. And 16 years later, here am I, without regret. I was reluctant at first, to be honest. But then when I look at you could serve your country, you could do so much more. It's something that I'm passionate about. I wasn't always a community policing officer, because when I just joined the police service, I work in places like Barataria Police Station, Mova Police Station, Blanchishes. So I had different experiences as a young officer, being able to work in different sections. I work in like JAP patrols, Joint Army Police patrols. I spent most of my time in task force, doing task force work with the Northeastern Division Task Force. So I had a wealth of experience doing more operational type of policing.
I met Corporal Jacey Small on a study tour. We actually were invited by the US State Department looking at dealing with issues of combating violence extremism. So I spent 10 days with Corporal Small, traveling to DC and then to Detroit, Michigan. And my interaction with him over those 10 days was very, very positive. Because here we had an officer who had spent the majority of his policing career in units that were well armed and would be confronting the criminal elements, very confrontational types of situations. And then he got transferred into the community policing secretariat and started to work as a community police officer. And I think it really opened up his eyes and his heart to that type of work. Interfacing with the community, not in a confrontational manner, but in a transformational manner.
We were looking for representatives to travel to the United States, represent Trinidad and Tobago. Now, the profile is somebody who's going to be a great ambassador, somebody who is in the community and doing things for the right reasons. You can tell that Jacey is a person who loves life, loves what he does, and that love gets projected to those all around him. And I can't tell you the importance of having that gift when you're working in difficult to work communities.
It goes beyond community policing. It's Corporal Jacey Small himself. It's actually Jacey Small. Jacey Small has always been, even from the days when I'm telling you back as teenagers, as young boys, he's always been a person that smiles a lot. He's always been that person that's positive. He's always been well-mannered, particularly well-mannered. I think he has a way to communicate, to reach out to people. He's soft when he has to be soft. He's respectful. He's stern when he has to be stern. And even when he's stern, he's so respectful. You don't even realize he's being stern as well. But he's always been a people's person, I would say. He's always been someone that could reach out to his peers, reach out to children, reach out to any age bracket, any age group. He's generally a good person. And that is why I think him being in the community police department has become so natural and so easy for him to do.
He doesn't do it for the cameras, for the lights. He does it whenever nobody's looking. He does it in the rain, the sun. If you had snow here, he would do it in snow as well.
We grew up on the same street. Coincidentally, he's a couple years older than I am, but we were born on the same day as well. He has been exemplary, not only in his duties as an officer, but I think as a human being, caring for not only himself, his family, but his wider community.
Being attached to the section community policing, it would have now allowed me to undergo policing duties that allow me to be in the schools, in the community in a mainstream way, to develop programs, to develop strategies. Community policing is really a philosophy and an organizational strategy that promotes the fact that the police must work in partnership with the community to identify contemporary problems, issues of crime, and then work together with the community to come up with solutions.
If we look at policing as providing a service and a level of protection to citizens or residents of a community, well, then we have to view policing as a social development, human development type of strategy. And community policing, as it says, community, is about really being in the community, building relationships, trusting relationships, and relationships where police can also facilitate a process of development for those who they have to interface with. So as I say, to be truly successful in policing, it's about preventing the crime before it occurs.
I know I hear people like to use the jargon that it's the soft side of policing. But it's not the soft side of policing, no. Community policing is the heart of policing. That is what they need to realize. People feel comfortable when the flashing lights go by. People feel comfortable when the police presence is there. And the thing is, the community police shows that side, shows the heart of the police. That is why it is as critical, it's so important, because it wins the buy-in and the trust in the community, that they could come and confide with them, they could share information with them, they could participate in sport events with them.
For 29 years, I would have been working in community and youth outreach, and he was familiar with my work. Jacey would just be asking me questions about, the work I did, and, trying to understand the whole community outreach, community facilitation, youth facilitation. And he was so hungry for information and to share experiences. It was very, very enlightening for me and very encouraging for me, because here he was coming out of a situation where he did the confrontational type of policing for many years. And now he's into the transformational aspect of policing, working with communities, working with at-risk groups in communities, trying to provide options, opportunities for persons, interfacing in schools, going to schools and having chats with teachers, with pupils, with parents, working with faith-based organizations, going to the mosques, the churches, the temples, interfacing with everyone, trying to understand the issues that are there so that he can work with them and others to prescribe intervention strategies and to roll out these intervention strategies. It is really, really encouraging to see that shift in his thinking as an officer, to recognize that this aspect, this strategic aspect of policing that they call community policing, is just as important or even more important than the confrontational type of policing, which is also necessary. But we have to give the community policing and the community police officers the same level of attention and support that is given to the other tactical units and so forth.
Corporal Small is a very, very good example of a police officer. He went to Central Division around the time when we were having an extremely high number of violent crimes happening in the Enterprise area. And being a police officer, we use the term on the ground, you get to understand the pulse of the people. Not everybody in Enterprise is engaged in negative or violent behavior.
In the last couple of years, working with community policing, which is with Corporal Small and his team, it has restored some level of trust. Corporal Small in community police is really unique. And it's unique why? Because he understands the residents, people that he works with. He understands his role and function as a community police officer. Not everybody will have that skill and talent, because some people feel policing is to kick down a door or to be a badge on. The community policing did play a major role in reducing crime and violence in our community of Enterprise. I'll tell you why. Because of the networking and the collaboration effort between community policing and all stakeholders, which include the residents of our community of Enterprise. Together with our organization, Rudan, and the other stakeholders, we came up with an action plan. The action plan simply means execute what the residents want. They wanted the community to be peaceful, they wanted programs and projects to be done in the community, and that is how it was reduced.
I have seen him encourage warring factions to shake hands and to talk it out, with him being a mediator because of the trust and love that the community has for him.
He's the kind of officer that gets along with everybody. He's well liked in the community. He has the ability of pulling people together for positive.
Because his heart and his passion is in it, it's not just about doing it because this is part of my job and this is what I have to do. He actually really wants to make a difference, and he would go the extra to get it done.
He motivated me to be a part of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service because I really and truly also have a passion for community development coming out of our community, such as enterprise. And I really believe that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service can provide me with that foundation to go out in the community and do great things. He helped me to realize that, through the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, we can reach so many more at-risk youths, and really do amazing things for them. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to follow in Corporal Small's footsteps and officially be a part of the team.
He has established and continues to build a network of stakeholders, both within the community, within various ministries, and within corporate and civil society. When we say it takes a village, the village is really all the stakeholders who could come and add value to your development and the development of whoever you're working with. And Corporal Smalls has the ability, because of his passion, he is very passionate about what he does, and it shines through in his demeanor, in his speech, the way he carries himself. And he goes 24/7. He's very passionate about people, helping his community. And I think that realness and that passion, it resonates with the youths, with the elders, with everybody in the community. So good, bad, or indifferent, when they see Corporal Smalls, they know Corporal Smalls come in with a certain level of good intentions, well-intentioned, So that opens doors, and it opens minds, it opens hearts. And that is where we're going to see the change and the transition and the positive effect of what he does as a community police officer and what community policing can offer on a whole.